One of the coolest real-time strategy games that I've showed off on this very channel recently was Armored Clash 3, a really cool game that reminded me intensely of, well, Command & Conquer Generals. And one of the cooler factions from Command & Conquer Generals I thought was the Chinese forces growing up. I thought it was pretty cool that they got all the unique tanks and AT troopers and whatnot. America was cool with its air power, and the GLA was neat with its sneakiness. The Chinese forces were quite cool. And the developer made a really awesome maybe tribute to that with a game called Armored Clash 3, of course. But now they've made something really unique, a city builder out of nowhere. I never expected that from somebody who makes RTS games, but I guess they kind of share a lot of the same things if you think about it in terms of map making. You've always got to build giant cities if you're going to destroy them, but now we're going to build a big O city. This game, by just the appearance of it, reminds me of a more modern looking Emperor Rise of the Middle Kingdom, which was very similar to the Caesar games of long ago. And this, of course, is called Chang'an, capital of Tang Dynasty, or just Chang'an. C-H-A-N-G, A-N. But I'll leave a link to it down below in the comment section. This game now receiving major updates and is finally released in early access. It has some major landmarks that you can build in the game now. This kind of came out into early access back in October of last year, and I just caught wind of this a couple of days ago, and I've been given some keys by the developer too. So we're going to do some big O ancient Chinese city building today and see if we can build ourselves maybe an army. I know there's military stuff in this game. In fact, in the background, if you look, there's some troops marching behind this temple. And so I have some keys to give away to all of you members. Make sure you hop on the Discord, then I'll drop some keys for this game throughout the week, and you too can build your own ancient cities. Everyone's welcome on the Discord, of course, so make sure you check it out down below. There's many cool images to this one, so I'll make sure to also plug the trailer in here because we won't be able to see everything in today's episode, just a scratch at the surface. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with the tutorial and see what the game has to offer, how it plays, and what's it's like. There's also a campaign, so that way you can kind of go through all the stages of the city, and also sandbox mode, so you can do what you want. But we'll start with the tutorial, which will show us the most amount of the game in the shortest amount of time, and also all the basics before we really get too deep into it. I already love the game's loading screens. It really feels a lot like Stronghold Warlords, and coming from a single dev, that's pretty ambitious, and wow, like lots of good loading screens and details to this game made by a singular person. We're playing Ultra right now. This is about as good as it's going to look. All these areas here are areas that we can build in the future, so these are kind of like neighborhoods that we're tasked with filling up, and they've been kind of cleared out of all the trees and stuff for us to expand into. So as you can see now, they're asking us to rotate the camera. There's troops on patrol around the city's walls, and of course the temple is up ahead. So we'll go ahead and press Q to look left at the troops here, and press E to rotate right, although it says left, but you get the idea. Press mouth middle button on the rotate the camera. I think a lot of these translations are probably through Google or something like that, but you get the idea. You've seen tutorials before. All right, so this is the first-person camera. I think we could actually pass through the city gates this way, so we can actually scroll around. Really cool looking. Amazing to see this. We need more ancient city builders like this. F2 back to the standard camera, and look at all the troops lined up for our arrival. Glory to Raptoria. Look at that. All those troops there ready to go. Pretty cool, actually. They're very tall. They're like 9 feet tall. Alright, press F1 for the drop-down camera. Again, this is an early access project by one person, so I can already say that, like, given the fact that the UI is presented in such a way, that this is much more complete than most games that I've seen that are, you know, early access. They lack a lot of the features, but this seems to have everything from common residential areas to decorations to industrial areas, landmarks, and other city services. Let's go ahead and start by building 6 common residences in the Guangzhai Haifeng? I think that's how it's said. Oh, and look at this. All the buildings are also a little different, too. So as we build them, they kind of have a different makeup to them. So the buildings are in different positions. This might just be because this one's rotated. They look somewhat the same, but some of them are different, too. So there is a little variety. And I think trees will also grow inside the areas there. These residences need water supplies. Please build 2 pools. So we'll need to build oh, that's interesting. They're actually going to get water from a water well like that. Oh, that's cool. So it's like a pond that they're going to supply the water from. Neat. Residences can be upgraded with gardens nearby. Please build 2 small gardens. You know, I must say, one of the biggest things that I want is to go back to Emperor Rise of the Middle Kingdom again. Unfortunately, I think it's a little too outdated for modern systems. It crashes quite frequently on Windows 10, so I'd love to see those Days of Caesar and Emperor and whatnot come on back, and maybe see those remade by Sierra, though they're, I think, under ownership by someone else by now. Build 2 business zones near the common residences. That'll upgrade the common residence to a higher level. Excellent. So let's build 2 of those. Oh, these are business zones here in the noble residence. So just kind of like the elites. So we'll build those 2 there. Again, different varieties between those 2. And you can see workers coming over to build that. I think we're... Did I speed things up, or is this kind of how it's supposed to go? Now we need to build noble residences to get noble population. Okay. So those are here. We've seen those already. And where will we build those? On either corner. Please build 2. Wow. These are beautiful. I love the music in this game, too, I must say. Some of these songs are real bangers. I was, like, kind of looking at the tutorial a little bit to determine whether or not I wanted to give this a try, and damn, the music pulled me right in. Oh, these gardens are nice. Bamboo and rocks and such around. And very gorgeous, is that like somebody on a pond? On a... It's a swan. I thought somebody was like in a swan boat paddling it around. I was getting like Planet Coaster vibes. Alright, so the houses are being built. That's cool. We see scaffolding coming up for the walls. Workers actually coming out and swinging hammers. It's pretty unique. Alright, at least that's the minimum that you want to see. China must grow stronger. China has been generous. We found a natural pool here. Click to choose the bonus. Oh. Please make your choice. Again, some of the spelling is probably the biggest complaint about the game. It might be a little confusing, but if that's the issue... I love these images. I like the artwork behind them. Lots of little details that are nice. Let's see. Water supply, and... Or gain 5,000... Oh, I don't want to clear the zone. Let's do more... Let's do a park. Oh, that's cool. We have ourselves a beautiful pagoda. That is awesome. There's not enough order in the Fang. Oh, there's insufficient, like, police? Build 2 watchtowers to increase the order. Okay. Oh, that's under utility. Okay. So, yeah, these are buildings that increase water supply, happiness, and this would be order. Although it gives us an expense, but makes sense. Hope our feng shui is holding out. It's a cool-looking building. Let us complete all the construction in the Fang. Wonder if that means, like, neighborhood or something in Chinese? I'm not sure. I gotta look up ancient Chinese building styles like this. Very cool stuff. I'm gonna click again just to see if it changes the design. Ooh, it does. Although these ones in the corner kind of are built with, like, a L shape. Interesting. Now, again, this is just the tutorial, so I'm assuming some of the future projects are going to have to be to fill up every single one of these neighborhoods. I mean, it goes on for a very long time. Some of these are already pre-built around us. Some of these are monasteries and temples and training facilities for the military and whatnot. But a lot of these are just like endless neighborhoods that are separated by walls, and kind of a smart idea, too, to contain things for if there's a fire or something like that. We can then take a look at the main temple, though, and... things look really nice when you zoom in detail-wise. Now, we're playing on Ultra, too, so if there's any sort of lagginess or whatnot, you bop it down a little bit. But this is, of course, the palace that we'll be building in the future, and some of the other buildings that will go behind that, other temples and watchtowers and such. Please finish the development of another Fang. Please remind that both residences and business needs water supply and gardens. Okay, so everything needs water supply and gardens. So let's do this on our own now and see if we can do it. So let's go ahead and fill up a few neighborhoods here. So it seems best to go on the outside with residential buildings. And then we'll do the nobles in the middle. And then we'll do water. Then we'll do some parks. And then let's do security. And what are these buildings here? Wonder, provide gold and political points. Ah, okay, so that's some of the things we can build. Then we got the destroy option. Oh, and here's some more of the advanced buildings. So we have small temples, large temples, a college, universities, a polo field, and the operatic circle. Really, is polo Chinese? We've got a mill, which provides rice, a chicken farm, silk workshop, a China workshop. Wow, that's how China was made, in a workshop. Wow. Wine workshop and paper, too. All right, that's cool. So eventually they'll probably tell us all about industry and how to make some of those. Let's make a few business zones now. We'll build a couple of those and then some more houses nearby. See if we can fill all those up. Hopefully there's nothing we forgot. So it takes a little bit of time for things to build. So now, not only are we building each individual neighborhood, but also the neighborhoods will have to be surrounded in the same way, too. So it'll have to be like residential and business, and then one of these will have to be like a giant park with like a temple in it to supply all the neighborhoods nearby. That's really cool. I wish we could see a lot further, but considering that everything's all about small detail like that, it's pretty amazing. These could be barracks then for the military. Damn, that music, though. That's getting me inspired to do something. I don't know. And, of course, the city's walls here, which is really cool, too. All I could ask for is more major details. This almost looks like Total War to me, where, the troops come up to the city and, break down the walls and stuff, but we can actually build it, which is neat. Now we've completed 2 Fang's construction. Winch the quest to Fang Avenue. Quest. Complete all construction of target Fangs to unlock wonder buildings. Ooh. Oh, there's even more stuff. Click to finish the quest. Target Guangxi, Yishan Fang. Rule power 150. Click to finish. Oh, there it is. Oh, that's cool. A cutscene for kicking ass, I guess. Oh, look at all those beautiful trees, too. Gorgeous. Nice. Very nice. Alright, click the quest button in the bottom left and get the reward to finish the tutorial. So we got that one reward. So now we get another reward. Oh, the Great Angguo Temple. Unlock new building, the Angguo Temple. So that's here then. Oh, there we are. Oh, perfect. I didn't click on that before. But we also have the temple, the Dayan Pagoda, the Great Zhuanyang Temple, the Zhaoyan Pagoda, barracks. Oh, yes, I was right. And then different types of trees. Hibiscus, apricot, and a Liu field. Ooh. Provides wonder near effects near wonder. Cool. Oh, now we got some farming going on here that we can modify. Oh, we're making that a farm for sure of rice. And let's go with the cherry forest. Or bamboo. Cherry sounds interesting. Alright, let's continue. So click to finish the quest. I do like the cutscenes for doing this. Now, I'm not really exactly sure of everything going on at the moment. I'll have to play it a little bit more, but I think these are rewards for completing each of the sections of the tutorial. These are things that we can build. Now, this would be really cool in this game if we could actually set up the large cities and then eventually build these as wonders. And there's the East Market. So it'd be really cool if some of these took a lot of stone or a lot of wood to create, or whatever might be required, gold and other things, and then that we have to assemble that in order to construct it. That would be cool. Get new quest, the Great Will Goose Pagoda. Damn. Pretty stuff, man. Alright, let's go again. Alright, so I think we need to build this. Not exactly sure which one that is, though, but I just like seeing the damn cutscenes. Look at that. All the different locations within the city. Huiyang Lake? Not sure. It's pretty. Now, I wonder if this gives a benefit to maybe fishing. It seems like to be more of a public park, really. So they want us to go through all these. So quest complete all the way along the list there. I guess there's 3 more to claim. But it shows really good detail. Lots of markets along the road. Lots of fire to attract guests. Cool little day-night cycle that doesn't interrupt the gameplay at all. Now, I hope to see more things in this game, such as the ability to build canals and to maybe complete a section of the Great Wall in some sort of way. Now, I know we're only here in this city for this game, but it would be interesting to be able to manipulate, as we're kind of a capital of the Tang Dynasty. It would be very interesting, and now I don't know Chinese history to know if that was going on at the time, but it would just be cool to influence the world around us, you know, the other provinces or whatnot of China at the time from our capital city, which is massive, massive. All right, did we do everything then? Quest complete, quest complete. I don't see anything else that says claim reward. Looks like everything's filled up. So this seems to be all done, so click to finish the tutorial. So that taught us the basic building then. So now I think we can do it ourselves. Oh, that's the tavern. Wow, there's a lot more to build in this game than I thought. All right, so that just shows us the basics. So now we can get into the game to complete the different quests. So I see how that's going to go. So each of those main temples is a part of the city that we're going to have to build ourselves. We were basically finishing up the finishing touches on the giant city itself. So let's now try a new game and start a new game to build the new city. Fantastic. The capital city. Beautiful. Very cool stuff. There's the hall there. Oh man, that looks so cool. Alright, and there we go. The gate again. We're back where we started. Gorgeous. So now this is going to be our main quest. So we start from left to right, I suppose. So this is what we need to do. We need to fill out this district and this district with 32 buildings and increase our rule power when we do that. Okay, makes sense. Now I understand. Now what is this? I hadn't clicked on this before. Oh, these are palaces and landmarks that we can build in the city. So each of these are green sections are potential building zones or potential rewards that we may get in the future, such as the palace. So we marked that before. That's cool. And look at all these beautiful defensive towers and stuff. Everything's so nice. Very cool. There's some of the canals there as well. So it looks like we're not necessarily in charge of the city's already been cleared. Like the land has already been cleared and walls have been built for each neighborhood. We're really more of a city planner within each section like that. So let's go ahead and find out where that first location is. Oh, there's already a reward available here. But we haven't finished, so shouldn't... I guess this is where we need to start then. So we need to try Danfeng Avenue. So that way we can go ahead and build around it then. Oh, there's horses drinking out of the canal? That's cool. That's a neat little detail. Troops marching. Gorgeous. Okay, so that's going to be the first thing we want to do. So let's go ahead and start that. Oh, this might be glitched because we haven't done any of these things. So it might be like bypassing it to give us the reward. But anyway, we need to find Guangxi and Yi Shangfang. That's what we need to do. And then we get a reward for it. So apparently I bypassed it by claiming it early, but that's fine. So here are the two areas we need to work in. So Guangxi and Yishan. Cool. Well, I can't say them, but I can build them. That's for sure. Looks like there's a rice field here. That's interesting to see that in the middle of the city like that. You'd think that'd be more outside, but let's go ahead and do a rice farm. And this is where we can also choose to have a cherry. Oh, a tea house or a tavern. Plus 20 wine, meat, music, or happiness, gold, income. Let's go with the tavern. I want to see that. Ooh, that's cool. So we can make like rice wine here more than likely. Or maybe a cherry wine out of the cherry trees and stuff around. And we can also do chicken and music and such. That's cool. I love how we're designing it by neighborhood. Very small neighborhoods rather than a massive city at the start. Well, though we are designing a massive city. This is going to look really nice. Oh, let's build a pool there. I wonder if we can change the appearance of the pool. No, but I like it. All right, so the people are rushing in. Look at how quick that construction is going on. People are just pulling right up. Cracking on that construction right away. We'll build some noble residences here and here. And I think we'll build another farm if we can. So I think I've got the hang of this already. I understand the basics here. And I think the implementation is rather good and unique for a game all about building cities. It does remind me a bit, in a way, of Austria. It's nothing like that at all. But it just kind of reminds me of that you're building smaller spaces for smaller people, although we're in a massive city. But each small little section like this feels like building a village in Austria with the basics, and then moving on to the next sector. Because, obviously, with no vehicles at this time, fire truck and a fire brigade can't cover several blocks or, several square kilometers. They have to cover, well, essentially whatever's in walking distance. So if a fire breaks out, and the watch is on duty, or if there's a crime, then, they can rush a block, which is going to take a little bit of time, but they have to do so on foot. Very cool. Let's build a garden next to the farm field. I think the farm field should be a peaceful thing to see as well. I don't know if that's a positive or a negative to the area. Ooh, look at that. We have to build one of these. I think we'll build that in the next neighborhood. Oh, maybe here? Oh, do we already have one of these? Make your choice. A park or nature? Let's do a park again. Yeah, there we go. So this is a lake within the city. Well, it's more like a pond, but it's gorgeous to see the water lilies, the swans, and cranes out there, and then the bridges, and then the temple, which is really cool. So that's going to give a big boost to all the city buildings around it. Very cool. So this is much more about urban planning in the ancient world, which is really cool because it doesn't feel as survival-ish at the moment. We'll do a chicken farm over here in the corner. There we go. And we'll have these two neighborhoods. We're thinking about these two neighborhoods now as like as one. So let's get that population up. Let's go with a few more buildings in the corner. And we'll have one more house here. Or two, I guess. There we go. And look at that. We're filled in. So now all we need to do is just wait for everybody to move in. I'm waiting for the Chinese construction bulldozer to come over and a few supply trucks from Command & Conquer Generals to drop off all the materials. It's cool to see the city work, though. I hope the people walking around are actually going to jobs and things. It'd be neat if we could click on them and see where they're going or who they are and what they're doing, but it doesn't seem like that's the thing at the moment. But I'm kind of comparing this mostly directly to Ostriv and also Emperor Rise of the Middle Kingdom, mostly because that was probably one of the most fascinating city builders that I played at the time. It was mostly SimCity 3000, SimCity 4, and Emperor Rise of the Middle Kingdom, which really taught me a lot more about supply and demand, meaning the people demand supply of food and natural goods. It's not just about money. It's about supplying much more than that. Happiness, spirit, spirituality, music, food distribution. A lot like Anno around the marketplace in that way, rather than worrying about road congestion and income and taxes, which most things come down to in more modern city builders. But this is really cool. Looks like there's actually a lot of traffic in the city. Is that a camel? Wow. We got like the spice trade coming through, or the Silk Road. Neat. Okay, let's fill up these two. Also, can I build the landmark? It seems like this might permit to build the Great Angwo Temple. Alright, we have a permit to build that. Is that something I can do now? Great Angwo Temple. Oh, these are palaces. I'm not sure exactly what that is yet. Oh, here it is. Oh, so it's a freebie. Ooh, we can build a temple here. I don't want to compete with that one. We'll build it in a new neighborhood, though. Where do we need to build next? It does help us, though. We need to build in Chang'an and Ningfang. Oh, wow, this is a huge expansion. This is much, much bigger. But you can see it goes on and on and on and on. Blocks and blocks and blocks. Until the city reaches its end. But again, a massive, huge, huge flat area to build in. And it's kind of neat. Actually, that's already pre-cleared for our wonderful nation of Raptoria, of course. It's always Raptoria. When is it not? Okay, I want to try some of this stuff now. So there's a mill, which says this provides rice. So I want to build another farm here and just see what the name of this is. So this is called a farm field. But this mill here may turn that rice into something else. Maybe rice flour, or maybe it dries the rice. Looks like they are grinding it up, so it could be used to make... Oh, maybe they're doing much more than that, too. Oh, because I see... I'm not exactly sure what that is. Vegetables and such. Maybe just a large storage area for fish and vegetables and pork and other things. Let's build some of the buildings we haven't now just to see what they look like and how they function. We'll make this kind of more of our farming area. Well, that's interesting. That's a mill. And that's a chicken farm. They look rather the same. This one here is producing water for the chickens. But actually, we have more than chickens here. We have goats, cow, chicken. So it's a livestock farm. Interesting. Probably a good thing to have around the mill there. We have a paper workshop, too, and a silk workshop. Now, this is probably going to overstretch things a little bit, but I want to see how these buildings function. Let's not worry about building a city now. Let's see about what the city's going to be filled with. I want to see what it all comes down to. So we built this, the silk workshop, China workshop. Built that twice. Let's also build ourselves a paper workshop. And a wine workshop. Okay, so these all do look the same. That's going to be hard to tell them apart. You got to pay close attention to what's in the yard. Every building seems to have a little, what looks to be a storage area up here. An area where they're gathering and storing water. I guess that makes sense for the silk workshop for dyeing the clothing and such. You'll need water probably to wash and dry things in order to send it out. I guess all these make sense to have water. So we got pottery here. And then this is, of course, our paper workshop. So things will be dried out here. I guess we have to import logs somehow. I don't know if there's any sort of storage for materials that they may need. Like, for example, do the China shops, do they need... apparently they provide an income of rice. So I guess it's already automatically supplied. Here we have a college. Let's take a look at all these buildings. A small temple. A large temple. A college. A university. Polo field. And our operatic circle. Oh, now we can change things. A stone or a wooden pagoda. Well, let's go with a stone one to see what it looks like. I prefer the wood, but stone looks nice. Wow, look at the detail on that. That's great. The building is highly detailed. I've been to Japan before. A lot of buildings sharing the same style of kind of long covered archways. Usually made of wood, but here with more stone and ceramic. Very gorgeous. Check out these buildings then. And same here. We can build stone or wooden pagodas, it seems. So this is a temple and this is a college. Slight differences to them. I do like how they're somewhat the same, though. Kind of similar. In that same style for maybe feng shui. Here's our university. Oh, we can have them consume materials in order to... Basically, they're doing research, advanced sciences. Ah, okay. So it'll give culture and other things like that. So we can make pottery, but then we can have the university consume it to study it or whatnot, like making building materials for them. Here's the polo field. That's interesting. That seems to be more like just like a regular stable or whatnot. Here's our operatic circle. So I'm assuming that plays and music and stuff can go here and people can stand around. Very nice outdoor area. Very cool. And then there's our chicken farm again, too. Wow, what else do we have for landmarks? Barracks. We could build a barracks for troops. Let's see that. We're just building everything now just to see how it all looks. There's a similar temple to like what we had before. Now, can we train a military here? Looks like they're actually constructing barracks now. Looks like something is being built. So this must give a much higher security or something along those lines. Here's the Liu field. Damn, does that look cool. Love the building design. I'd love for some sort of custom design on this one. But this does make you kind of want to build fast and fill out the space as quickly as possible because there's such a large area to build in. And lots more to see, I'm sure, too. Very cool. Now, this is taking place, according to the developer, 8th century AD. So it is, of course, the ancient city of Chang'an, or Chang'an, the capital of Tang Dynasty. You know what I'm trying to say. It's cool. There's some really cool stuff here. Hibiscus and apricot gardens. More of those cranes and swans. Several differences, too. And wells that I assume are just providing water to everyone as their natural areas for water to gather. Used for everything from cooking to cleaning. Very nice. Well, that's all the things that are available for now, aside from completing the main palace and whatnot. And then we can choose what we want to do. So let's try something that looks really nice here. So we're really kind of just laying out the city and designing small things, making choices on what we want the temples to look like, or where we want what to be constructed, and how we want it to be constructed. Minor changes to them. And then eventually we take the money that we are earning, in this case 200,000, and we can continue to build all these other types of temples and landmarks that may still be there today. Wow, what a beautiful building. Look at that stairwell. Gorgeous temple looking over the whole city. That is amazing. So that's our goal, really, is to build every one of the landmarks that are found in the city, to fill out the city completely, and some of the smaller landmarks too. So major landmarks, minor landmarks, and the city itself, which is customizable. We can put what we want where we want it, so long as it flows like a river. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Let's see some more of these. Let's do the, oh, what is this building here? Oh, yeah. More temples, more universities, more shrines. More to come, I think, for this game. That's for sure. Now, I have additional keys to give this one away. So, again, as a reminder for all of you who become members, by smashing that join button, you support the channel and have opportunities to get much more in return. So I have many more keys for this game to give out to all of you. So if you're interested, hop on the Discord or add it to your wish list now or buy it today. Available on Steam in early access with many more features that I'm sure are to come and many more things that'll be added soon, I'm sure. All right, you guys have been amazing. Thank you very much for joining me today. And I hope to see you all next time for more wonderful city builders, unique concepts, and more. The sky's the limit for a game like this. Wouldn't it be cool to see the military in action? Well, hopefully the developers got plans to bring some RTS in, because they've proven that they can do it, and they've blown me away with a cool, unique little city builder. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks again for being here, and we'll see you soon. Goodbye, everyone. Yay! Glory to Raptoria.